Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be going off of my last video about my barium swallow. So after I had my barium swallow, everything came back completely normal. So the next thing that she wanted me to do was go on with a HIDA scan. So for those of you who may not know what a HIDA scan is, I got some information from the Mayo Clinic to help explain it. A HIDA scan is an imaging procedure used to diagnose problems of the liver, gallbladder, and bile ducts. So she wanted me to have this done because she wanted to make sure that there was nothing going on with my gallbladder, so we could rule that out. For a HIDA scan, a radioactive tracer is injected into a vein in your arm. The tracer travels through your bloodstream to your liver, where the bile-producing cells take it up. The tracer then travels with the bile into your gallbladder and through your bile ducts to your small intestine. A nuclear medicine scanner, gamma camera, tracks the flow of the tracer from your liver into your gallbladder and the small intestine and creates computer images. So why in the world would someone have this done? As I'm reading it, I'm like, well, that sounds kind of scary. A HIDA scan is mainly done to evaluate your gallbladder, to look at the bile excreting function of your liver, and to track the flow of bile from your liver into your small intestine. So if you guys are wondering why the heck I had this done, I will leave some of my other videos linked down below talking about my journey with IBS and also some other tests that I've had done. So before I had this HIDA scan, I also had some more blood work done, and I also had an abdominal sonogram, and of course everything came back normal, thankfully. So like with most tests, I had to fast after midnight the day before I went in for my scan. The day of my scan, I also had my abdominal sonogram done right before I had that procedure done, just so that way I could get both procedures done and out of the way the same day. So when they brought me back into the room to get the HIDA scan, they put me in this little HIDA scan machine, and I'll include the image if I can find it. All I could think of is it reminded me of a spaceship. So I get in here and I honestly feel like I'm ready to go off to space. Like I'm gonna go to Mars, or I'm gonna go around the moon, or something exciting. And a random fact about me is that I love space. But unfortunately, my doctor quickly informed me that I was not going to be going into space. So I had to lay inside this spaceship thing for like 2 hours, and I had to stay really still. I couldn't move my arms or my hands anywhere near my chest or my stomach. And if you know me, I'm like a wiggle worm. I have a really hard time sitting still. As you can see, I talk with my hands. So having to sit there for 2 hours and not be able to like move was really hard. So as you can see, the nuclear medical scanner was really close to my chest, and it stayed that way like the whole time. So luckily I am not really claustrophobic, so it being an inch away from me didn't really bother me, but if you are, you might have a really hard time with this. So before I got into this big tube, or whatever the heck it's called, I don't know what the medical term is, the spaceship. Before I got into the spaceship, they had to inject the radioactive tracer into my vein. And it feels really weird when they inject it into your vein, because it's just like a big rush of cold sensation in your arm. So my mom was with me for this procedure because she did not want me to go alone, and unfortunately my now husband could not get off work. And it wasn't really that bad. The only things that really sucked, aside from not being able to move, was the fact that you literally could not hear anything unless someone was like right next to you, and because you couldn't really move around, it was hard to like talk to people because you couldn't really like see them or move a lot to look at them. And the only view I had for like this whole time was like this big hose. Big hose, like a big hose, not like, okay, you know what I'm saying. Okay, I lied. So there is one more thing that was bad about it, having the IV. So I'm like a baby, and I hate having an IV in because having it in my arm, it like freaks me out, because I feel like if I bend my arm, I'm gonna like break it, it's gonna like poke in my skin, and it's gonna break off, and I'm gonna die. So I just whine about it a lot. So after laying there for about 2 hours, I had to get an IV injection of a drug called, I think, Kinevec. I'm not really sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but it just makes your gallbladder contract and empty. So before he injected this, he informed me that it is going to make me feel how I feel when I would eat something that I probably shouldn't be eating. So all my IBS people, you know how you feel like after you have something really bad that you really shouldn't be eating, like a really greasy cheeseburger or something like deep fried, or some like deep fried wings, and you know about like 15-20 minutes later you're gonna get all gurgly and a lot of sharp pains, and you know that you did something really bad. That is how you feel after he injects this into your arm. So he informed me that I might feel some abdominal pain, some back pain, some pressure on my chest, like maybe the need to urinate, and I'd also feel like very crampy and gassy and maybe like I wanted to vomit. So I'm like, okay, cool, this is gonna be like a great time. So I'm sitting there mentally trying to prepare myself to go through this great time in my life. But the best thing is that it doesn't last very long. It lasts like 10 minutes and then it just goes away. So he gives me this drug through an IV and I instantly just feel yucky. And I start to feel really crampy, my back hurts, my stomach hurts. I get to like a really strong pressure on my chest and it starts to feel really warm. But really, overall, it wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be. So this was done back in January of 2017, and thankfully, all of my test results came back normal. If you guys have ever had this done, please feel free to share your experiences below. Of course, we are all different, so everyone's experience is going to be a little bit different, and sharing yours might be more helpful for someone than you might think. As always, thank you guys so much for watching and being so supportive of everything. I really do appreciate it. If you guys enjoy my videos, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot to me. I have a really big goal to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, so I'm trying really hard to make that happen. Also, don't forget to leave a like on the video if you guys liked it. As always, I will see you in the next video, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys!